Good afternoon, and welcome to Market Your Craft, where we help drive traffic, increase engagement, and capture new sales. My name is Scott, and today we're going to go through Mailchimp email marketing services. Now, as you know, I have an account with Mailchimp already. It's the service that I use for the bi-weekly emails that we send out. I'm going to go at this as if I've never sent out an email with Mailchimp, using the templates that are available to me to quickly set up the same email that I sent out on the 2nd of April in templated format. I'm going to use the newsletter template and call it Sample for Mailchimp. Through a series of steps, it adds recipients, which I have a test list of 7 subscribers. I'll personalize the field with the first name and last name. I'll send it from the Scott at Market Your Craft address. I'll add the subject lines from the April 2nd email, which makes it easy to compare apples to apples. Apparently, you can't drag and drop copy over into the boxes. Instead, I'll copy and paste. I'm not sure why that's different, but this seems to work. Now we'll add content. There are a number of email templates available. These are less about themed templates than they are about format. 1 column, 2 column, typical sales email or training email. You'll see that a number of the other services have a wide variety of templates that allow for not only the formatting, but some inspiration as well. And like the other services, Mailchimp is very drag and drop. You can drag components that you want as a part of your email directly from that left-hand side. We're going to add our logo, which I've already uploaded. It gives us a warning that the image is pretty big. Now, typically that's not a big deal because it'll resize based on the size of the screen. Let's take a look at the options for resizing the image from within Mailchimp. None of these seem to be doing the trick. we can edit the actual size of the image, width and height, in order to be a little more friendly to the Mailchimp interface. Now that's better. We'll replace the existing default text or we have the option to create a new body of content. It'll use the default font and font size until you change it. You can add personalization if that information exists in your data. And fortunately for me, I have first name, last name, email, and a number of different attributes for my subscribers in Mailchimp. Now, when I add the content from my existing newsletter, it takes on the attributes of the header, which isn't going to help us. So let's delete that block and add a new block and start from scratch. We can format with bold as well as change the size. We can also add an inline image. You can control the size of that image, which makes it as close to the original email as possible, while allowing for the text to wrap around it, which creates a very nice email aesthetic. It looks like I edited the size, height, and width-wise for the original logo, which is not exactly a best practice. However, it'll work for this email sample. We're going to add another body of text. This time adding the campaign monitor copy from the original email. We know that we're able to add the inline images, so the campaign monitor logo will look very nice left aligned with that copy. You'll see that this is a WYSIWYG editor. What you see is what you get. And so the tables that I had in my original copy doc made it over to the Mailchimp email. This is very convenient. However, you'll see that you'll want to add spacing and customize the table formatting, and that is only accomplished by custom HTML in the background, which is easy, don't get me wrong. However, we're trying to get as close to the original email as possible without using custom coding. We can also add anchor tags, which have been sorely missing from the other email services. We'll add our next body of copy for Mailchimp. As well as to add some forgotten copy in our previous copy block. And format. It is very easy to link existing content to websites opening up in a new window. That makes for a much cleaner email aesthetic. Now that Campaign Monitor is done, let's add in Mailchimp. Again, we'll format, anchor tag, plus add our logo. We'll change the width to keep it consistent with the others, but continue to left align it and use the proper alt tags. In this case, it didn't properly register the left align, so double-clicking on the image gives you the opportunity to reselect left align. And there we go, comma, proper formatting. The last body of copy is for constant contact. This is interesting. It formatted it differently than it formatted the other boxes. This will be a good review of what we can do on style sheets for the particular emails. That is the default text, size, and font. It doesn't seem like any editing that we do in the back changes this to the default text and size. So we're going to have to either make changes to the style sheet specific to this piece of copy, or we're going to need to start over with a new copy block. Interesting. Well, it's not that we have the incorrect style, because the style is the same here as it is everywhere else. We just must have a little bit of code in the copy that's keeping it from formatting consistently with the above two blocks. Not to worry. We can either force it to comply, or we can delete it and start over. This will be the only time that I get into the HTML in the back end, just to see if there's some code that would keep it from formatting consistently, but it looks pretty clean. While we're here, we'll add the anchors so that we can link to those from the top summary. Doesn't seem like we can do anything with this, so I'm going to select everything and start a new copy block. I'm sure that that'll correct the inconsistencies with this block, as you can see. We'll go ahead and save that block and get rid of the original block. Now all that we have left is the footer information. Or better told, the closing information, not footer. We'll format this and add some links, and we should be all set. This is a good looking email. Full disclosure, I'm sure that it's going to look closest to the email that I sent out the beginning of April because they both came from the same service. However, the template that we use for our biweekly emails is highly customized, and this is right out of the box with no customization and no back-end coding. And you'll see that this is still fairly consistent with the highly customized email that we send out. I'm guessing that of the three platforms, Mailchimp, Constant Contact, and Campaign Monitor, Mailchimp will likely be the closest. However, the email that took the longest time to create from scratch. We're talking about the difference in minutes, not hours. However, when you're transitioning to a new email platform and you want to get your email out as quickly as possible, that's definitely something to take into consideration. How easy it is for you to port over your existing assets and templates into the new service. So we're taking a look at it in the preview here, and it looks pretty tight. Canned spam information at the bottom. We'll go ahead and send out a test email. A test email to anybody on your list is a way to show what it's going to look like without the personalization filled in. So any variables or any dynamic content like first name will not be filled in the test email. However, you'll see how the formatting looks just to make sure that everything is as it should be before you send it out to your larger list. This is looking good to me, so we're going to go ahead and send it. And that's it for Mailchimp. A very easy email service to use with good customization and personalization.